Hey friends, welcome back to Homeschool-ology. If you're new here, my name is Nikki. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. I've got a 7th grader, 3rd grader, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old who are doing like a pre-K kinder level. And on this channel, I like to talk to you guys about all things secular homeschooling, motherhood, having a large family, family travel, and everything in between. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing our Thanksgiving and our homeschool. I'm going to be sharing not only Thanksgiving, we're doing like a Mayflower Pilgrim Thanksgiving unit, so I'm going to be sharing that all with you, but this video is part of a collaboration, which is Thanksgiving in our homeschool, hosted by the wonderful Ashlee over at Gathered and Grounded. She's one of my favorite YouTubers, so I hope you guys will go and check her out if you have not checked her out before, and let's dive into the video. This collaboration is Thanksgiving resources, but I am going to be sharing our resources that we're using for both our, basically, if you don't know, if you haven't been around and you don't know, we're using the History Smashers series for our history with my older daughter this year. We're just doing a unit study on each of the books that are available. There are 7 of them. So far, we've done Women's Rights last year, which is when we fell in love with the History Smashers, and we've done the Titanic unit study. I'll link that here for you guys if you want to check that out. And it went great. We loved it. We had so much fun, spent a lot of time on that. So, but basically, since one of them is the Mayflower, I was like, that would be perfect. We'll do that in the month of November. We'll have the Mayflower that leads into the first Thanksgiving, which we can do as just one big family unit study. So my older daughter and I are going through the History Smashers, learning about the Mayflower, and all of that stuff. And then once we get through that, my younger kiddos will join in with us and we'll be learning about Thanksgiving, the first Thanksgiving. So I picked up the who was, or the who, what was. This one is what was the first Thanksgiving. So I'll be reading this with my older 2. And then I also picked up Squanto's Journey. And so I will be reading this one with all of my kiddos as much as I can, as much as my little ones will sit through it. There are quite a lot of words on the pages, so I don't know how long they're going to sit through it, but hopefully we have some little activities, and I'll be sharing those with you in a minute that they can work on while I read that, and hopefully they'll get a little bit of something from it. Okay, I also have these 2 books from years past where I had high hopes of getting to things, but I picked up this book, The Thanksgiving Story. It's not a completely accurate view of what, but I'm going to read it to the kiddos anyways, because we are going to talk about fact versus myth. That's kind of what I want to focus on, is fact versus myth this year. What do we hear, what do we know, and how much of that is actually true. So I'm going to go ahead and read this to them, and so we can do a little bit of a compare and contrast to some of the other things that we are going to read. And then I have this book that is just a really cute book. It's Cranberry Thanksgiving, and it has a recipe on the back for cranberry bread. And my kiddos, obviously, we like baking around here. They love cooking. So this is always a really good book. Well, I say always. We read it last year. We're going to read it again this year and make the cranberry bread this year. So one last book that I totally forgot about, and it arrived in the mail, of course, right after I was finished filming. But it is this diary from Patience Whipple. So it is the girl's journey on the Mayflower, and so my oldest daughter and I are going to read this together as well. Those are like my book resources that I have, and now I'm going to jump over to the computer and show you a bunch of computer resources that we have, or that I have to share with you guys. But basically, the way it's going to kind of go for us is I've already started with my daughter. We're doing the Mayflower. The History Smashers book. We're going to learn about the Mayflower. I found 2 activities that is either build a Mayflower out of Legos or build the Mayflower out of origami. We will either do one or both of those depending on what she wants to do. I figured the little origami ones would be cute. We could take those to Thanksgiving to put on the tables. So we're probably going to do that. And we'll be talking a little bit about I found a resource from Scholastic that I'm going to be sharing with you in a minute that goes through the daily lives of Pilgrim. So we're going to do a little bit of that. We'll focus on that the first week of November. We started the last week of October with the first week of November. We'll focus on that. And then the next week we will focus on, or like start moving into the first Thanksgiving, the actual first Thanksgiving, and that I will include all of my kiddos in. We're going to my mom's for a week for Thanksgiving, so I'm thinking I'm going to take some of these resources there as well, to work with all of my nieces and nephews, because they all love getting together and working on things. So you may see snippets of that. I might film some of that when we go down. So but yeah, so that's kind of like what our structure is going to be. Every year we do a thankful journey. Well, for the past 2 years we've done a thankfulness journey, our journal journey. We've done a thankfulness journal, and basically I just get the little Dollar Tree notepads, you know, that are tiny like this, and each day they write a new thing on their notepad until Thanksgiving. So that it'll be 25 things that they're grateful for by the end. We start on November 1st, go through Thanksgiving. And so we'll be continuing that again this year. And I think that is all. I'm gonna flip over to the computer now and kind of show you like the resources that I found for there, and then I will meet you guys back here at the end. Before we go any further, don't forget to head on down and ring that notification bell so you can see when the videos of us actually doing these things are gonna come out. And while you're down there, I hope you will subscribe to this channel and then give this video a thumbs up so we know that you guys are enjoying this kind of content. Okay, I'm going to attempt to screen record and record me at the same time, so hopefully this works out. But I am going to link all of these resources down below for you guys, so don't worry, you can go back there, down there, and click on all of these things, these links that I'm going to be doing here. So the first one we're going to look at is the Plymouth Pawtuxet Museum website, and they have tons of resources on here for like everything about the Mayflower and the journey on the Mayflower and everything in between. So who were the Pilgrims, who were the Wampanoag, all of that. So all of that is on this wonderful, wonderful curated and designed website. So we will be covering all of these things here, from the Mayflower, and who are the Pilgrims, who were Wampanoag, who, you know, what was Thanksgiving, what was it like to be there. We're going to be going through all of these articles with my older daughter, and some of these my other kiddos will be joining in as well. So this has been a really great website that I found. And then the other website that I'm just absolutely loving is from Scholastic. And it's the first Thanksgiving. It has everything on it, from the Mayflower, resources for the Mayflower. We just watched the other day video where they go to the Mayflower replica, the Mayflower 2, and showed us all around that and what life would have been like on that. It's got daily life, the feast, which was the first Thanksgiving, tons of videos and photos and all kinds of things, so you can take basically virtual field trips to see, you know, what the Mayflower is like, what the first Thanksgiving was like. So this resource is really wonderful. The first video we watched was about 25 minutes, and you know, it was your typical Scholastic video, so it did get a little boring there, but we talked about it. You know, when we got bored watching, we would stop and talk about it, and it was great. It was wonderful. Really, really, really great resource. I'm really loving that. So I did mention that we were going to maybe build Legos. So this was from Little Ben's Little Hands. Build the Mayflower from Legos. I also found an origami one, which was from Skip to My Lou. So we will probably be doing that as well. This one I'll probably do with all of my kiddos. And then I found this really great resource called Coloring by Code. I'm probably going to buy the whole bundle, which is why I have the bundle here. But the Thanksgiving one is basically like a little article that you read. Waiting for it to load. So it's basically like a little article that you read about the first Thanksgiving history from, you know, versus fact, and then it gives you this little questionnaire, and then there's a color next to each answer, and so they color in the mystery image to see what they get by answering the question. So I thought that would be really fun. I'm probably going to buy the whole bundle because it's got Halloween, the Day of the Dead, the first Thanksgiving, winter holidays around the world, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, and Easter. So I figured that's a lot of bang for your buck. It's only 18 bucks. I know I'm going to use it a lot, so probably gonna pick that up. And then my kids, like I said before, really love cooking, so I know for a fact we'll be making the cranberry bread recipe from this book that I shared with you guys, but also we'll be making a couple of the traditional recipes from the Pilgrims. So I've kind of looked through these, but I'm gonna let my kiddos go through. This one tells you like what they would have actually served at the first Thanksgiving, this article. And then it gives you a recipe for cornbread, which I know we'll make because my daughter loves cornbread. And then I think we might try this Indian pudding, which I thought sounded really good. And there was one, I think, and then this Native American porridge I thought would be a really good one to try. We made hominy when we learned about Native Americans last year, and so I thought that one would be a good one to do because it's kind of similar to that. And then there's also from the Plymouth Pentucket website, there was more recipes here as well. So one of them is the same, but I thought they would love these curd fritters because my kiddos love cheese, so I thought that would be fun to make. So we're gonna make those recipes. And then one last resource I found was turkey gobble science. So basically just like a lesson on turkeys and what, you know, who gobbles and why do they gobble and all of that. And I, you know, even though that's not like super aligned with what we're, you know, the Mayflower and the Pilgrims and all of that, I still thought it would be fun, especially for my younger crew around here, to do something a little bit more exciting. That was, you know, hands-on science-y. So we're going to be doing that project as well. So as I said, these are all going to be linked down below for you guys to see. And if you guys have any questions about any of them, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer them as best as I can. And I'm going to head back on to the other part of the video. So that is going to be what Thanksgiving and a little bit more Mayflower and Pilgrims is going to be like in our homeschool this year, and things we've done in the years past. So I hope you guys found any of that helpful or useful. I would love to hear what you guys have planned to do for Thanksgiving in your homeschool. Are you guys going to do a unit study, or are you just going to enjoy your Thanksgiving and be thankful for everything this time of year in your lives? And so if you'll head on down and make comments down below, I'd love to chat with you guys about them or hear what you guys are going to do. Maybe I could get some ideas from you guys for things to add. And thank you again to Ashlee at Gathered and Grounded. I hope you will check out her channel. I've linked it down below, as well as the playlist, so you can see all the moms sharing. I know I'm excited to watch these and get some more ideas to add to our unit study. And that is all I'm going to share with you guys today. I hope you will come back and chat with us again real soon, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Past when I had...
Mom, I need my bathing suit.
Your bathing suit? Why do you need your bathing suit?
I need a strawberry bathing suit. See?
Okay.